The regular Tuesday morning news showed nothing unusual. People walked to work in Seoul as the sun climbed higher in the sky. Traffic moved slowly as always. Dae-ho Kim sipped his coffee in his office at the Extraterrestrial Defense Unit headquarters. The unit existed mostly for show. No one really expected aliens to visit Earth. The government had created it 5 years ago after strange signals from space had scared everyone. "Commander Kim, you need to see this." Dae-ho looked up from his computer. His assistant stood in the doorway, face pale. Something was wrong. "What is it, June?" Dae-ho put down his coffee cup. "The sky, sir. There's something in the sky." Dae-ho followed him to the large window. At first he saw nothing unusual. Then he noticed it, a dark shape against the blue morning sky. It was huge, far bigger than any airplane. As he watched, the shape grew larger. It was coming down. "Call everyone, and now." Dae-ho grabbed his phone. "And get me the president." Within minutes, the office filled with people. Screens showed the object from different cameras around the city. It wasn't just big. It was massive. Nearly 2 kilometers long, shaped like a smooth black arrow. And it had appeared out of nowhere. No radar had seen it coming. "How did it get past our detection systems?" asked Dae-ho. "Unknown, sir," said the radar specialist. "It just appeared." The president's face appeared on the main screen. "Commander Kim, what am I looking at?" "Madam President, we have a visitor, and it's not from Earth." The alien ship stopped about 1 kilometer above Seoul. It hung there, impossibly huge and silent. People filled the streets looking up. Some ran in fear, others took pictures. Traffic stopped completely. "All air forces are on standby," said General Park from military headquarters. "Should we approach?" "No," said Dae-ho. "Let's wait and see what they do first." They didn't wait long. A beam of light shot down from the ship to the ground. Then all screens, phones, and digital displays around the world showed the same image, a tall, thin creature with gray-blue skin. Its head was large, with 4 black eyes arranged in a line. It wore a shiny suit that seemed to move like liquid. It spoke, and somehow everyone heard it in their own language. "People of Earth, we are the Variks. Your planet has been selected for colonization. Your resources and location are ideal for our needs. You have 3 hours to surrender before we begin planetary reconfiguration. Resistance is not advised." The message ended. Screens returned to normal. The world did not. "Get me Jisoo Park from the Science Division," Dae-ho ordered. 10 minutes later, Jisoo entered the room. She was the top scientist in the unit, though. Until today, her job had been mostly theoretical. "What do we know?" she asked without greeting. "Nothing except what everyone saw," said Dae-ho. "We need information fast." Jisoo nodded. "I've been studying the scan patterns from the ship. They're doing extensive environmental analysis, air, water, soil composition. But something's strange about their scanning pattern." "What?" "They're completely ignoring anything smaller than 0.5 millimeter. It's like they don't care about microscopic life at all." Before Dae-ho could respond, his phone rang. It was the president again. "Commander, we're forming an emergency World Council. I need you there." The virtual meeting started. 15 minutes later, leaders from every major nation joined, all looking equally worried. "The Chinese military is ready to strike," said the Chinese president. "We cannot allow this threat." "And risk them destroying our cities in return?" asked the German chancellor. "We need more information before we act." "I agree," said Dae-ho when asked his opinion. "My science team has found something interesting in the aliens' scanning patterns. They seem to ignore microbial life completely." "Why does that matter right now?" asked the American president. "Because it might tell us something about them," Dae-ho explained. "Every decision reveals information." While the leaders debated, smaller alien ships began to leave the mothership. 5 of them, each about the size of a bus. They descended toward different parts of Seoul. "They're landing," Dae-ho reported to the council. "I need to coordinate our response." He left the meeting and called Jisoo. "Where are you?" "Near Gangnam Station. One of the alien ships is landing in the park here." I'm going to observe. Be careful, warned Daeho. We don't know what they want. I think we do, said Jisoo. They want our planet. The question is, why aren't they just taking it? Why give us 3 hours? At the park, a crowd had gathered, at a safe distance from the alien scout ship. Police tried to keep people back, but everyone wanted to see. Jisoo showed her government ID and moved closer. The ship was smooth and black, like the mothership. A door opened in its side, and 3 aliens stepped out. They looked like the one in the message, tall, thin, with 4 eyes. Their suits seemed to shimmer and shift with each movement. Jisoo took out her scientific equipment and began taking readings. The aliens carried devices too, pointing them at the ground, the trees, the air. One alien approached a tree and seemed to take a sample of the bark. Another collected soil. The third appeared to be recording everything. They moved carefully, almost nervously, cleaning their equipment after each use with a blue light. That's interesting, Jisoo murmured to herself. They're being extremely careful about contamination. She called Daeho. I'm watching them collect samples. They're sterilizing everything they touch. It's like they're terrified of dirt. What does that tell us? I'm not sure yet. But I need to get samples from where they've been, and I need Taewon Lee to help analyze them. Taewon was the unit's expert on theoretical alien biology. Until today, his job had been mostly guesswork. Back at headquarters, Daeho watched reports, coming in from around the world. More alien ships were landing in major cities: New York, London, Beijing, Moscow, Cairo. Always the same pattern. Land, take samples, avoid contact with humans. 2 hours had passed since the aliens arrived. Only 1 hour remained before their deadline. The Emergency Council reconvened. Military forces worldwide were ready, but what could they do against an enemy with technology advanced enough to appear out of nowhere? We need more time, Daeho told the council. My science team may have found something important. Jisoo and Taewon entered his office just as the meeting ended. They looked excited. We have a theory, said Jisoo. The aliens are avoiding all contact with our environment. Their suits are completely sealed. When they take samples, they sterilize everything. So I think they have no concept of microscopic life, said Taewon. Based on their scanning patterns and behavior, they may come from an environment that's completely sterile. Jisoo nodded. If that's true, they might have no immunity to any of our bacteria or viruses, not even the harmless ones that live everywhere on Earth. Daeho stared at them. Are you saying these aliens might get sick just by being here? Not just sick, said Taewon. If they have no immune systems at all, exposure to our environment could be fatal to them. As if to confirm their theory, reports started coming in from around the world. Aliens collapsing after brief exposure when parts of their suits were damaged or removed for testing. Daeho looked at the clock. 30 minutes remained before the aliens' deadline. We need to spread this information, he said. And we need to watch what happens next. No one knew it yet, but Earth's best defense had already begun its work, microscopic, invisible, and everywhere. With only 30 minutes left before the aliens' deadline, Daeho called an emergency meeting with his team. The small conference room quickly filled with worried faces. Jisoo and Taewon have a theory, Daeho said. These aliens might be vulnerable to our bacteria. We need to prove it and use this information. Jisoo stood up. She showed pictures of the aliens on the big screen. Look at their suits. They're completely sealed. Nothing gets in or out. We think they come from a world with no microscopic life. Like having no germs at all? Asked one of the officers. Exactly, said Taewon. No bacteria, no viruses, nothing tiny living on their skin or in their bodies. So they might have no protection against our germs, said Daeho. But we need more information, and we need help. He picked up the phone and called Hye-jin Choi. She was the best computer expert in South Korea, maybe in all of Asia. She worked for the government sometimes, but mostly she did her own projects. Hye-jin, we need you here now, said Daeho. It's about the aliens. I'm already working on it, she replied. Their communications aren't as secure as they think. I'll be there in 10 minutes. While they waited, reports came in from around the world. The alien ships had landed in 20 major cities now. Everywhere they were taking samples and avoiding humans. And everywhere some aliens were getting sick when their suits were damaged. Hyojin arrived carrying 3 laptops. Her hair was tied back, and she looked like she hadn't slept. I've been tracking their signals since they arrived, she said, setting up her computers. They use some kind of quantum communication, but it still has patterns. Can you understand what they're saying? Asked Daeho. Not the words, but I can tell they're worried. Hyojin typed quickly. Their communications changed about 20 minutes ago. More signals, faster exchanges, something's happening. On the main screen they watched the giant mothership hovering over Seoul. Smaller ships were returning to it now. They're pulling back their scouts, said Daeho. Why? The deadline isn't up yet. Look. Jisoo pointed to a new video feed from New York. An alien had collapsed on the street. Its suit was torn and a blue liquid leaked out. Other aliens rushed to help, but they seemed afraid to touch their fallen comrade. Similar reports came in from Beijing and Cairo. Aliens were getting sick just by being on Earth. We need to tell the world leaders, said Daeho. He rejoined the emergency council meeting online. The aliens are vulnerable to our environment, he told them. Their bodies have no defense against our bacteria and viruses. Even the harmless ones are dangerous to them. Can we use this? Asked the Russian president. Maybe, said Daeho. But first we need to buy time. They created a plan. Earth would pretend to surrender, but ask for more time to prepare our people. This would keep the aliens from attacking while giving their natural weakness more time to work. A message was sent to the mothership. We accept your terms, but request 6 more hours to inform all human settlements. The aliens didn't respond right away. Daeho waited, watching the clock. The 3-hour deadline was only 5 minutes away. Finally, a message came back. You have 3 more hours. No more. It worked, said Daeho. Now we need to understand exactly what's happening to them. Jisoo and Taewon set up a lab to study samples from places the aliens had visited. They wore masks and gloves, not to protect themselves, but to keep their own bacteria from contaminating the samples. Look at this, said Jisoo, pointing to her microscope. The alien tissue sample is reacting to common skin bacteria. No human would even notice these bacteria, but they're destroying the alien cells. Taewon checked another sample. Same here. It's like their cells have no protection at all. They're completely open to attack. While they worked, Hyojin made progress with the alien signals. I think I've cracked part of their communication, she said. They keep using the same code when referring to their sick members, and it's increasing. How many are sick? Asked Daeho. Based on signal patterns, I'd say about 30% now, and growing. Daeho looked at the clock. 2 more hours until the new deadline. He called the world leaders again. The aliens are getting sicker, he told them. Their own biology is working against them, but we can't just wait. We need a backup plan in case they decide to attack anyway. Military forces around the world prepared for both defense and attack. Fighter jets stood ready. Missile systems were aimed at the alien ships. It might not be enough, but humans would not go quietly. Meanwhile, Jisoo made an important discovery. The aliens aren't just vulnerable to bacteria, she said. They're vulnerable to everything. Pollen, dust, mold spores. Things we live with every day are poison to them. Can we use this actively? Asked Daeho. Not just wait for them to get sick. Jisoo thought about it. Maybe. If we could get their ship's air system to pull in outside air. I might be able to help with that, said Hyojin. I've been studying their ship controls through their signals. Their systems are different, but have similar logic to ours. Try it, said Daeho. Hyojin worked on her computers, sending signals that matched the aliens' patterns but with small changes. She was trying to trick their ship into thinking it needed fresh air. While she worked, more reports came in. Aliens were getting sick faster now. Their ships were taking off from cities around the world, returning to the mothership. Some never made it, crashing when their pilots became too sick to fly. Something big is happening, said Hyojin, looking at her screen. Their communications just exploded with new signals. On the main view screen, they saw movement around the mothership. Small ships were flying in patterns that looked disorganized, not like the careful movements from before. "They're panicking," said Deho. A new message appeared on all screens worldwide. The same alien face as before, but now it looked sick. Its blue-gray skin was darker in spots and its eyes were cloudy. "Humans of Earth," it said, its voice weaker than before. "This planet is declared hazard level maximum. Colonization canceled. Any approach forbidden." The message cut off suddenly. "Did we just win?" asked someone in the room. "Not yet," said Deho. "They still have weapons that could destroy our cities if they decide to take revenge." He-Jin's computer beeped. "I'm in their system," she said. "At least partly. Their defenses are weakening as more of their operators get sick." "Can you see what they're planning?" asked Deho. "They're preparing to leave," said He-Jin, reading the alien data. "But first—" "Oh no. What is it?" Deho leaned over her shoulder. "They're arming weapons. I think they're going to attack before they go." Deho grabbed his phone. He had to warn the world leaders. But before he could dial, the lights went out. All around them, computers, phones, and electronic equipment shut down. "What happened?" asked Jisoo in the darkness. Emergency lights came on, casting a red glow over the room. "Electromagnetic pulse," said He-Jin. "They're trying to disable our defenses." Deho looked out the window at the giant ship hovering over the city. Would it fire weapons next? Would Seoul be the first city to be destroyed? Then something unexpected happened. Lights on the alien ship began to flicker. Its smooth surface rippled like water, and slowly, it started to move upward. "They're leaving," whispered Taewon. "But why?" As they watched, the answer came in a final message that somehow pushed through the electronic blackout. "Warning to all Varric ships. Earth ecosystem fatal to all crew. Biological weaponry detected in atmosphere. Retreat, retreat, re..." The message cut off. The mothership rose higher, picking up speed, and humanity began to realize they might survive after all. The giant alien ship rose higher into the sky, but it didn't leave Earth's atmosphere. Instead, it moved slowly to the east, away from Seoul. Its light still flickered, and its smooth surface continued to ripple in strange ways. "Where are they going?" asked Jisoo, watching through binoculars from the roof of the headquarters. "I don't know," said Daeho. "But they're not leaving yet." The electromagnetic pulse had knocked out most electronics in the city, but the team had backup systems. They moved to a secure room in the basement where special shielding had protected some computers. "I need to get back into their systems," said He-Jin, setting up her equipment. We were close to understanding what they were doing. Reports came in through military radio channels. The alien mothership was now hovering over the Sea of Japan, about 100 kilometers east of Busan. Smaller ships continued to return to it from around the world. "Look at this," said Taewon, showing them a video on his tablet. It showed an alien scout ship that had landed in Busan just before the EMP. The ship had crashed into a small park, and its door was open. Inside, they could see several aliens, lying motionless. "Are they dead?" asked Daeho. "I think so," said Jisoo. "I need to get there and examine them. This is our chance to learn more about their biology." "It's too dangerous," said Daeho. "We don't know if they have weapons or other defenses." "If we don't go, the military will just destroy everything," said Jisoo. "We need to study them to understand what's happening." Daeho knew she was right. "Fine, but I'm coming with you. And we need a hazmat team, just to be safe." They took a military helicopter to Busan. The city was dark due to the EMP, but emergency vehicles provided some light around the crash site. A group of soldiers kept people away from the alien ship. Daeho, Jisoo, and Taewon put on hazmat suits before approaching. They didn't need protection from the aliens, but they wanted to avoid contaminating the scene with their own bacteria. The alien ship was smaller than it had looked on video, about the size of a city bus. Its door was open, revealing a cramped interior with strange controls and 5 alien bodies. "Careful," said Daeho as they stepped inside. "Don't touch anything that might be a weapon." Jisoo examined the closest alien. It was dead, its 4 eyes, cloudy and its blue-gray skin covered in dark spots. The protective suit it wore had been removed, lying next to the body. "Look at this," she said, pointing to the alien skin. "These spots are bacterial colonies. Normal bacteria that live on human skin have invaded their tissues." Taewon took samples carefully, placing them in sealed containers. "Their cellular structure is completely different from ours. No natural defenses against infection." "Why would they evolve that way?" asked Daeho. "They must come from a completely sterile environment," said Jisoo. "A place with no microscopic life at all. Their world is probably very different from Earth. They collected more samples and took pictures of everything. The alien technology was advanced but strange, with controls that seemed designed for their 4-fingered hands." Back at headquarters, Hyojin had made progress. "I'm back in their systems," she said when they returned. "Not completely, but enough to monitor some of their communications. They're in full panic mode." "What are they saying?" asked Daeho. "Their commander, they call him Supreme Colonizer Vrax, is sick now too, and their medical team can't stop the infections. They keep talking about microscopic attackers in them. Airborne are bacteria," said Jisoo. "Things that live on our skin, in our mouths, in the soil, they're everywhere on Earth." "So what's their plan now?" asked Daeho. "They're trying to clean their ship," said Hyojin. "Sterilize it completely, but they can't. The contamination is spreading too fast." On the main screen, they watched satellite images of the mothership. Strange vents had opened along its sides, releasing clouds of something into the air. "They're trying to decontaminate," said Taewon. "But it won't work. Their bodies have already been exposed." "How long do they have?" asked Daeho. Jisoo looked at her lab results. "Based on how quickly the bacteria are multiplying in their tissues, hours at most, maybe less." "Could they still attack us?" asked Daeho. "Launch weapons before they die." "Maybe," said Hyojin, "but I don't think that's their priority anymore. They just want to survive." A new message appeared on the screen. Text, only this time not a video. It was in all languages again. "Attention humans. We have been attacked by your biological weapons. This violation of galactic law will be reported. Expect consequences." "They think we did this on purpose," said Daeho. "That we used bacteria as weapons." "We need to answer them," said Jisoo. "Explain that these are just normal parts of our environment." "Can we send a message to their ship?" asked Daeho. "I think so," said Hyojin. "I can route it through the same channel they're using." They wrote a simple message. "The microscopic life forms are natural parts of Earth's ecosystem. All Earth, life has evolved with them. We did not use them as weapons." They sent the message, but no reply came. On the screen, the mothership continued to vent clouds into the air. More scout ships arrived, some flying erratically before docking. "I have access to more of their communications now," said Hyojin. "Their systems are failing as more operators get sick." "What are they saying?" asked Daeho. "They've lost almost 60% of their crew to infection," said Hyojin. "The rest are sick, and they're receiving messages from other alien ships nearby." "Other ships? Where?" Daeho looked alarmed. "Just outside our solar system," said Hyojin. 3 more big ships like the mothership. They were waiting to see if Earth was suitable for colonization. "Are they coming to help?" asked Taewon. "No," said Hyojin, reading the alien communications. "They're being told to stay away. The Supreme Colonizer is declaring Earth a level 10 biological hazard zone. That seems to be their highest danger rating." Relief spread through the room. If the other ships stayed away, Earth had only one mothership to worry about, and it was failing quickly. "Look," said Jisoo, pointing to the screen. The mothership was changing. Its smooth surface was becoming rough. Pieces were breaking off. The lights along its side blinked rapidly, then started going out one by one. "Their ship is dying," said Taewon. "Just like they are." "No," said Hyojin, still monitoring their communications. "The ship is alive. Some kind of biological technology. It's infected too. They watched as the mighty alien vessel, once smooth and threatening, began to look sick. Its surface turned darker. Its movements became sluggish. The clouds it vented changed from white to gray. "Should we attack it?" asked one of the military officers in the room. "While it's weak?" "No," said Deho firmly. "We wait. They're no threat to us now, and attacking might make other aliens see us as aggressive." "He's right," said Jisoo. "Besides, if that ship breaks apart in our atmosphere, it could spread alien, biological material everywhere. We don't know if that would be dangerous to us." A final message came from the ship, this one seeming weak and broken. "Earth, quarantined. No approach. No contact. Biological danger." Then the lights on the ship went out completely. It hung dark and silent over the sea. "What now?" asked Jisoo quietly. As if in answer, the ship began to move upward again. Slowly at first, then faster. Its shape was no longer perfect, with pieces missing and its surface rough. But it was leaving. "They're going home," said Deho. Or at least trying to. The alien mothership rose higher and higher, finally becoming just a dot in the sky. Then it was gone. "Is it over?" asked Taewon. "I think so," said Deho. "At least for now." "How long did they last?" asked Hyejin, checking the time. From first appearance to now, Deho looked at his watch. Just under 3 hours. The room was quiet as everyone thought about what had happened. Aliens had come to take Earth. They had technology far beyond human abilities, but they had one weakness they had never encountered: the microscopic life that covered every surface of the planet. Earth's smallest life forms had saved its largest. Everyone watched the screens as the alien mothership disappeared into space. For a few moments, the room was silent. Then phones started ringing and radios buzzed with messages. The world wanted to know what had happened. "We should tell them." "The truth," said Deho. "The aliens couldn't handle Earth's bacteria. They got sick and left." "Will people believe that?" asked Taewon. "It seems too simple." "Sometimes the simplest answer is true," said Jisoo. "Our normal, everyday germs defeated an advanced alien species." Deho joined the world leaders' emergency meeting to explain what had happened. At first, some didn't believe him. They thought Earth's militaries must have used secret weapons. But when the scientific evidence was shown, they understood. "So Earth itself saved us," said the American president. "Yes," said Deho. "But the aliens know about us now. They might come back with better protection next time." While the leaders talked, Hyejin found something important in the alien communications she had saved. "Come look at this," she called to the others. Before they left, they sent a long message to their home world. "What did it say?" asked Jisoo, coming to look at her screen. "Most of it is in their language, but I can understand some parts now," said Hyejin. "They sent information about Earth's biological weapons and warned others to stay away." "They still think we attacked them on purpose," said Taewon. "Yes, but that might be good for us," said Deho. "If they're afraid of our weapons, they might not come back." "There's more," said Hyejin, still reading the alien message. "They sent the location of our solar system with warnings. Earth is now marked as deadly biological hazard in their star maps." Jisoo smiled. "So we're the dangerous aliens now." But their relief didn't last long. One of the military officers ran into the room with new information. "We've got a problem," he said. "The alien ship didn't make it very far. It stopped just past the moon and appears to be breaking apart." On the main screen, satellite images showed the mothership. It was no longer smooth at all. Large pieces were breaking off, floating away into space. "Is it coming back toward Earth?" asked Deho with concern. "No, it's just sitting there," said the officer. "But we're picking up new signals from it." Hyejin quickly worked to intercept these signals. "They're distress calls," she said after a few minutes. "The ship's systems are failing completely, and—" She paused, looking worried. "What is it?" asked Deho. "They're threatening to use their weapons on Earth if we don't help them," said Hyejin. "Help them? How?" asked Taewon. We can't cure them. Their biology is too different. And we can't let them come back to Earth, said Jisoo. They'd just get sicker, and they might spread whatever is in that ship. Daeho thought quickly. We need to talk to them directly. Hyejin, can you open a communication channel? I think so, she said. Their systems are damaged, but I can try to send a video message. Good. Set it up. A few minutes later, Daeho sat in front of a camera. Hyejin gave him a thumbs up, indicating the connection was ready. This is Commander Daeho Kim of Earth, he said clearly. We have received your distress call. Please understand that we did not attack you. The bacteria and viruses that made you sick are natural parts of our world. All humans live with these microscopic life forms from birth. Our bodies have evolved to exist with them. They waited for a response. At first, there was nothing. Then, the screen flickered and an alien face appeared. It was Supreme Colonizer Vrax, but he looked terrible. His blue-gray skin was now almost black in places. 2 of his 4 eyes were clouded over completely. Humans, said Vrax weakly. You claim these things are natural, not weapons? Yes, said Daeho. We call them bacteria and viruses. They live everywhere on Earth, in the air, in the soil, on our skin, even inside our bodies. Impossible, said Vrax. No advanced life can exist with microscopic invaders. On Earth, all life has evolved together, explained Jisoo, joining Daeho. Our cells have defenses against these bacteria. Many are even helpful to us. Vrax seemed confused by this. Your world is unnatural, dangerous. He coughed, a strange sound. We are dying. Help us return home. We can't, said Daeho honestly. We don't have ships that can travel in space like yours, and our medicines would not work on your biology. Vrax's face showed what might have been anger, or perhaps just pain. Then we will use our remaining weapons. Your cities will burn with us. That would be unwise, said Daeho calmly. Your distress signal has been received by our governments. All our weapons are aimed at your ship now. If you attack, we will destroy what remains of your vessel. This was not entirely true. Earth's weapons might not be able to reach the alien ship, but Vrax didn't know that. The alien was silent for a long moment. Then he spoke again, his voice weaker. We miscalculated. Your world was supposed to be perfect for colonization, rich resources, good atmosphere, but it is poison. It's only poison to you, said Jisoo, because you never developed alongside microscopic life. Others will come, said Vrax. Better prepared. Maybe, said Daeho, but they will know the danger now. They will know Earth is protected. The alien made a strange sound, perhaps a laugh. Protected by the smallest life forms. How unexpected. The connection began to break up. Vrax's image flickered. We are returning to deep space, said the alien. To warn others. Earth is quarantined, no approach. Biological hazard. The screen went dark. The connection was lost. Are they really leaving? Asked Taewon. Heejin checked her instruments. Yes. The ship is moving again, away from Earth. But I don't think they'll get far. Their systems are failing too quickly. They watched on the satellite feed as the alien mothership moved slowly away from the moon, still shedding pieces as it went. Then suddenly, it seemed to stretch and disappear. What happened? Asked Daeho. I think they attempted faster than light. Travel, said Heejin, trying to get home. Will they make it? Asked Jisoo. I don't know, said Hyejin. Their ship was badly damaged, but they're gone from our solar system now. Reports came in from observatories around the world. The alien ship had vanished from all sensors. Whether it had successfully jumped to light speed or simply disintegrated, no one could say for sure. Daeho looked at his team. They were tired but relieved. We should tell the world leaders what happened. The immediate danger is over. Is it really over? Asked Taewon. Vrax said others would come. If they do, they'll be more careful, said Jisoo. But they'll also know that Earth is much more dangerous than it looks. Daeho nodded. And we'll be better prepared too. We know more about them now, and about ourselves. About ourselves? Asked Haijin. Yes, said Daeho. We now know that humanity isn't alone in the universe, but we also know that Earth has been protecting us all along, in ways we never realized. He looked out the window at the night sky, thinking about the aliens who had come to conquer and left in defeat. They had lasted just 3 hours on a planet that humans had called home for thousands of years. Earth's smallest residents had turned out to be its strongest defenders. 3 days had passed since the aliens left Earth. Around the world, people were still talking about what had happened. News stations showed the same videos over and over. The huge ship appearing over Seoul, the alien message, and then the departure. Just 3 hours later, Daeho sat in his office looking at the pile of reports on his desk. Everyone wanted to know about the aliens now. Scientists, military leaders, and government officials all had questions. His phone rang constantly. There was a knock on his door. Jisoo, Taewon, and Heejin came in together. "You look tired," said Jisoo, putting a cup of coffee on his desk. "I am tired," said Daeho. "Everyone wants answers, but we still have so many questions ourselves." "We have some new information," said Taewon, holding up a tablet. "We finished analyzing the samples from the dead aliens in Busan." "What did you find?" asked Daeho, suddenly more alert. "Their biology is amazing," said Jisoo. "Their cells are more efficient than ours in many ways. They can use energy better. Their brains can process information faster, but they have no immune system at all," continued Taewon. "Not even a basic one. Their bodies have no way to fight infection." "How is that possible?" asked Daeho. "How could they evolve that way?" "We think their home planet has no microscopic life," said Jisoo. "No bacteria, no viruses, nothing small living there. So they never needed to develop defenses." "Like growing up in a completely clean room," said Hyejin. "Never being exposed to germs." "Exactly," said Taewon. "And when they came to Earth, they encountered millions of types of bacteria for the first time. It was too much for their bodies to handle." Daeho nodded. "So Earth's biggest advantage wasn't our technology or weapons. It was just being Earth." "Yes," said Jisoo. "And I've been thinking about what this means for the future. If other aliens come here, they might have the same problem. Unless they prepare better," said Daeho. "Vrak said others might come with better protection." "That's true," said Taewon. "But it would be very hard to protect against all of Earth's microscopic life. There are just too many types." Hyejin, who had been quiet, spoke up. "I found something else in their communications before they left. Something interesting." "What is it?" asked Daeho. "They sent messages to several places in our galaxy," said Hyejin. "Not just to their home world. It looks like they were warning everyone about Earth." "Warning them that we're dangerous?" asked Jisoo. "Yes," said Hyejin, "but not because of our weapons or technology. Because of our biological warfare system, as they called it. They think we designed our bacteria as weapons." Daeho laughed. "That's ridiculous. We didn't design bacteria. They evolved naturally." "But the aliens don't understand that," said Hyejin. "They think everything must be created with purpose. The idea of natural evolution with microscopic life is foreign to them." "So now the whole galaxy might think we're dangerous," said Taewon. "Which could be good for us," said Daeho. "If they're afraid, they might leave us alone." A new message came in on Daeho's computer. It was from the president. "We need to go," he said after reading it. "The World Council wants to talk to us directly about the alien threat." An hour later, they sat in a large conference room. On screens around them were the faces of leaders from around the world. Everyone looked serious. "Commander Kim," said the South Korean president, "you and your team have been at the center of this historic event. Please tell us what you've learned about these aliens." Daeho explained everything they knew. How the aliens came from a world without bacteria, how they had no immune systems, and how Earth's natural environment had been deadly to them. "So they left because they were dying," said the Chinese president. Not because we defeated them. In a way, Earth defeated them, said Jisoo. Our planet's natural defenses worked better than any weapon we could have made. What about their technology? Asked the Russian president. Did they leave anything behind we can use? A few small pieces, said Taewon. But most of their technology seems to be partly biological, like their ship. And it was all infected by our bacteria, too. We're studying what we have, but carefully. And do you think they will return? Asked the American president. Or send others? They might, said Daeho. But they now know Earth is dangerous to them, and they've warned others too. So we're safe? Asked the German chancellor. For now, said Daeho. But we should prepare for the future. Next time, they might come with better protection against our bacteria. The meeting continued for another hour. The world leaders agreed to form a new organization for planetary defense, with teams in every country working together. Daeho's team would lead the scientific research. As they left the meeting, Hyejin showed them something on her tablet. Look at this, she said. Astronomers detected a small object entering our solar system yesterday. Another alien ship? Asked Daeho with concern. No, it's too small, said Hyejin. And it's not heading toward Earth. It looks like a marker of some kind. It's going into orbit around the sun. A warning sign, said Jisoo. They're marking our solar system as dangerous. Like putting up a quarantine notice, said Taewon. They looked at the night sky as they walked back to headquarters. Somewhere up there, beyond the stars, they could see alien civilizations now knew about Earth. And they were afraid. 2 weeks later, life was starting to feel normal again. The world had changed, knowing they weren't alone in the universe, but daily routines continued. Daeho's team had been expanded, with new scientists and researchers joining from around the world. They worked in a new building now, the headquarters of the Earth Defense Research Center. On this day, they were meeting to discuss their latest findings. We've learned so much from the alien samples, said Jisoo. Their technology, their biology. It's opening new areas of science for us. And their communications have helped us understand more about what's out there, said Hyejin. There are many other species, not just the Variks. Are any of them friendly? Asked Daeho. Hard to say, said Hyejin, but they all seem to respect strength. And now they think Earth is very strong, because our biological weapons defeated an advanced species in just 3 hours, said Taewon with a smile. Exactly, said Hyejin. Our reputation in the galaxy has changed. We're not seen as primitive anymore. We're seen as dangerous. The irony is that we didn't do anything, said Jisoo. It was just Earth being Earth. Daeho looked out the window at people walking on the street below. None of them had fought the aliens. None of them had fired a weapon or created a battle plan. Yet humanity had survived its first contact with an alien species that wanted to take their world. Maybe that's the lesson here, he said. Earth protects its own. We're part of this planet, evolved with it over millions of years. The aliens couldn't understand that connection. And now? Asked Jisoo. Now we prepare, said Daeho. We learn from this, because next time they'll know what they're facing. Far across the galaxy, on a world with no bacteria or viruses, the damaged Varik ship limped into orbit. Only a few of its crew had survived the journey home. Supreme Colonizer Vrax was not among them. In the Varik's Hall of Planning, the report from Earth was presented. The recorders listened in shock as they heard how their advanced invasion force had been defeated in just 3 hours by invisible enemies. A new mark was placed on their star maps. Earth was now labeled with the highest danger warning possible. Next to it was written, biological weapons of unimaginable power. No approach authorized, extreme hazard. And across the galaxy, other species received the warning too. Earth had not been known to them before. Now it was famous as the most dangerous planet anyone had ever found. All because of the smallest life forms on the planet protecting the largest. The end.